Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nina and today I have an exciting video for you guys. I'm going to be doing a review, doing an unboxing of Jinhao 10, a fountain pen which I think is trending right now. I heard a lot of people talking about it and I want to do a pen review because I'm not an expert in fountain pens, so I'm just going to be sharing my thoughts and my experience doing an illustration with the pen and see how I like it. It's not really an in-depth video about the pen, it's more about me drawing, but it's a new pen and I wanted to show you the unboxing. So let's get into the illustration and talk a little bit about my experience with the pen. Well, here it is guys, the Jinhao 10. It comes in this grey packaging. There's no branding at all. The only place I can see the name is on this little sticker. It doesn't look very appealing, and inside there is a metal casing, not very high quality either, and mine's falling apart a little bit over here. This doesn't feel very premium at all. This doesn't give you a very good first impression. I feel like they could have done a little bit more with the packaging. I do understand they are trying to save in cost, but at least a little picture of the pen or a logo on the box would have changed this a little bit, I think. But that said, the pen is under £20, and as long as the pen is good, the packaging is not that important, guys. And at least they have protected the pen with this metal casing, so I give them props for that. Now, at first glance, the pen looks really good, and I love this color choice I went for. I was going to go for the pearl white, but I am so glad I went for this one. Look how beautiful it looks. It's got a nice weight to it. It's much heavier than a normal, let's say like a uni fine pen, but I think a good weight for a fountain pen. Although my other fountain pens are much lighter than this. This is, I think, the heaviest pen I have right now. I'm not sure how comfortable this is gonna be for a long drawing session, if it's gonna start hurting my wrist, because I do have a wrist problem, but we will give it a go. Okay, let's open it. The Jinhao 10 comes with a steel nib. Mine is an extra fine, and I think you can get a fine option as well. I chose the extra fine because I thought it'd be great for doing precise little line work details. Now, the inside where the piston is, the piston that it comes with is not the one I usually use. The pistons usually have a little blocker so you can fill the piston and then put it back in the nib. But this one you have to have it inside the pen and stick the nib of the pen inside your ink bottle to fill, which is a bit difficult because you can't see the actual how much ink is going inside the piston, which I didn't really like. And the piston itself, it was a bit small, I think, so I will be replacing that with my own piston or a cartridge. I think the Pilot cartridges fit into this one, so I might replace it with one of those. So I chose to go with this carbon black ink for my fountain pen. I have used it before. It is a beautiful ink. It does dry a little bit slower than you would like, so you have to be a bit careful with smudging. But the ink itself is really nice, so I'm just going to fill it up with this ink. Also, I had a question from you guys. Inside my ink, there's this plastic. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be in there or if I'm supposed to take it out. If anyone knows what it is, I think maybe it's there to protect you dropping your cartridge in there. I don't know. If you know what this is and if I should take it out, let me know in the comments. That'd be really nice, thank you. And And of course I made an absolute mess trying to fill this pen. Guys, make sure you always have some tissue in hand when you filling your fountain pens, because I got ink everywhere. Now the ink flow on this pen is very smooth. It feels like butter on paper. It's very juicy. I absolutely loved it. Now with that said, sometimes when the pen is this juicy, it's a little bit hard to do precise line work when you're trying to do really fine details and ink is going everywhere. It will smudge all the lines together. So I will be testing that out when I do the illustration. And also another thing, I bought the extra fine nib, but this feels like it's 0.5, like it's quite larger than I thought it would be. So I'm not sure if you're able to do very precise details with it. It's more for doing bold lines, I think. Like it would be good for doing doodles more than doing finished illustrations. Now, what else I noticed was that the fountain pen can be used on its side. Usually you can only hold the fountain pen in a certain way, but with this one you could hold it upside down, you can hold it on the side, and the ink just kept flowing. And when I held it on the side and upside down, the lines did get a bit thinner, so maybe you can use that technique to do a bit more detailed work. But I was very disappointed that it wasn't thinner. I mean, it says extra fine. I was expecting a 0.1. Is that too much to expect from a fountain pen? I feel like I have a different fountain pen that was extra fine and it was much thinner, although that one was very scratchy, so the ink wasn't flowing as well. Maybe because so much ink is coming out, it feels like it's doing thicker lines. I don't know. Let me know, guys, if you guys can recommend a fountain pen which does like a 0.1 line, like a very fine line for details. I would love to test the fountain pen like that out. So I did try testing it out, doing like fast signatures, like writing fast. I don't have good handwriting, so I was just scribbling like a signature kind of, to see if it would skip if you are using the pen fast. But I feel like it did held up really good. It wasn't skipping at all. For how fast I was going, it hardly skipped. Now let's put the pen to the test and do a little illustration and see how the pen holds up to doing a little doodle. I started out by sketching some sunflowers because it was Mother's Day recently and I got these beautiful sunflowers. And I just wanted to do a little illustration of them, so I thought this would be the perfect time to try this pen out and draw these beautiful sunflowers for you guys. Now, first of all, the weight of the pen did not bother me at all. After drawing with it a little bit, I hardly noticed the weight. But what did bother me a lot was this clip they have right at the front of the pen, which I think it's there for a reason, but I hated it. Because I have long nails, my nails keep hitting off it, and when you're doing illustrations, well, at least when I'm drawing, I feel like I twist the pen a little bit in my hand, but because the clip was right there, it was so hard. I mean, at one point I just had to like put my thumb on top of it and it was fine. It's not like it stops you from drawing or writing with the pen, but it's in such an awkward position and it was so annoying. I mean, the people who hold their pens are a little bit different. I mean, some people put like their middle finger on top of the pen. I mean, if anyone has a different way of holding the pen. This would be such an inconvenient for them. You have to have a special way to hold the pen to use this pen. I feel like they could have easily put the clip at the back of the pen. It would have made the pen look better. Oh, I know why they put it at the front, because when you clip it in your pocket, the pen is upside down and it won't leak. Is that why? That must be the reason why it's there, because if it was at the back and you clipped it in your pocket, the ink will just flow out into your pocket. But it's in the way. No, they should have just not had a clip. They should just took the clip out. Yeah, I was frustrated with the clip, but the weight of the pen was nice, the ink flow was nice, the nib was thick. But it was nice. I didn't manage to get the illustration was more of a doodle. I feel like I didn't get any details in there, but it was okay. I'm just not used to like thicker pens, I guess. I forgot to turn the pen to just like backwards and try and do some details while I was doing the illustration. I totally forgot to do that. So maybe that would have helped to do. But I feel like with a fountain pen, if you hold it backwards, it like breaks the pen. Is that right? I should know more about fountain pens before I do a review on the pen. Oh god. Anyway, the pen is nice, it's affordable, and it's good for doodles and writing, but I would not recommend it for doing final illustration. Also, another thing, the ink I used takes a while to dry, and I smudged it a few times, but that's not the fountain pen's fault. Obviously it's the ink and my fault for touching the ink before it dried. Pros and cons of this pen. I feel like one con obviously is the clip being in the way, and another con for me was how thick the nib was, and the weight a little bit, because I have issues with my wrist. Maybe if I do a long session might be an issue, but for a quick doodle, the weight is not an issue. Nothing is an issue. If it's just a quick doodle, it's a perfect pen, I feel like. Pros: the ink was smooth and buttery and juicy. The nib itself was a big pro, I feel like, because when I was drawing, some fountain pens you can only go in one direction. Like I was pulling lines upwards to the side and it wasn't causing an issue, it wasn't skipping at all. And even like before on the tester paper, I was holding it upside down and the ink was still working. It was like you can hold it in any direction and it still will not skip. I feel like the nib is, I'm not sure how it's designed, but my other fountain ones would struggle just like pulling a line upwards. Yeah, you have to like go in a certain direction with the fountain pens to work, but with this one it wasn't an issue at all. Another pro, obviously the price, how affordable it is, and the color selection. Like this color I got is really nice. They had a lot of nice colors to choose from as well, so the color selection and the design is nice. Another con that I just thought of would be the cartridge it comes with, but that can be replaced. Not the cartridge, the piston it comes with. It's small first of all, and it doesn't have a stopper, which is weird because you can't see how much ink has filled up when you rotating it in. So that was a bit annoying. But if you just buy a different piston or use a cartridge, that should be fine as well. So I will be definitely adding this pen into my travel pencil case. I think it's great for taking out, like to a cafe or something, and doing a quick doodle with it. And I want different colors. I want all of the colors. I saw some of the colors that I really liked. I might order 1 or 2 more just because how affordable it is. Why not? I will have like 2 or 3 of them just because they look so nice. Yeah, and I will take them out and show them off at a cafe. It does look very pristine, I feel like, and it'd be nice to take away when you're going out to do a sketch. But I wouldn't use it for a final draft or doing a commission or something. But for a doodle, it's great. Yes, I would definitely recommend you to buy one and try one out if you do a lot of like on-the-go doodles. And for people who are, I don't think anyone's watching me if they're doing like writing, but for writing, taking notes, if you're at university or something, yes, this would be great. I feel like for writing as well, because of how buttery it is, the buttery the ink is, it would be really nice for just taking notes. Or oh my god, I could use it for my diary maybe, but I feel like the ink would smudge. Maybe if I put a different ink in. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the illustration. Sorry it was a quick doodle and not a proper illustration this time. I was short in time and I've had a really bad week. I have been sick all week, so it was just a quick one this time. If you did like it, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. And share your favorite fountain pens with me, or if you recommend any other pens I should try out. I would love to know. And that's it. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.